nightmare.
At the end of this video, we were fortunate enough to get an interview with the developer of this game. It can be found towards the latter half of this video. I highly suggest you check them out.
See you there.
Hello everyone, it's Soul.
And Red.
And today we are looking at Axial, Disc 1. Let's get into it.
Let's go.
My oldest memory was the creation of the first Axis cell. It happened 17 years before I was born. I find that amusing. It's up for debate who truly discovered it. Credit often goes to the president of the agency, who poured hours of obsessive research into it. After the death of his wife, I understand his motivation. But even with that in mind, it really doesn't make a whole lot of sense. But regardless of who deserves the credit, the first Axis cell was created in Astral Point. Thinking about it always seemed like a joke. It's so primitive in hindsight, the first Axis cell. But when I look back and remember the looks on those nameless agents' face when that cell split for the first time, when it created its first cell wall, when it first became a multi-celled organism. Truly, the first Axis cell must have been a marvel. You want this one, or do you want him, or should I take him?
No, I want this.
Yeah.
I'm thirsty. I know it's late, but I gotta get myself a drink. Oh my god, this is so cute!
Alright.
Wait,
So,
wait,
I know a
wait.
little... Okay. Only worth 50 calories.
I want the chips.
Okay. So... what I want you to do really, really quickly,
Okay.
because I've played through a little bit of this, is go to the poster on the wall.
This one? It's a poster of the Cliffs of Fate. Okay.
Alright.
Dad, can you tell me the story about Darren again?
Aren't you getting a little old for that? For some reason, this is the dad's voice now.
Hey, you told me the story so many times and you're pretty old.
Hey, I only tell it so much because you asked me to.
Wonderful relationship between son and dad. Ready, please?
Alright, fine. Once upon a time, there was a magic sword called Durand.
Hey, stop with the robot voice. It makes it boring.
What does it matter? You already know what happens next, don't you?
Durand was a long-lived squirrel and needed a master. And one day, he found a master he liked, and he never wanted to let him go.
See, what you need me for? You already know the whole thing by...
But after many years, Durand's master grew tired of holding the squirrel, and he cast it away at the Cliffs of Fate. Durand got so mad, he cursed its master with an
Can I put in a word?
Shut
Can
the
I-
fuck
can I
up!
speak?
And the only way to ease it was to hold Durand. When Durand's first master grew old and ill, Durand sought out a new master. When she grew old, he sought another's. And now, that master is me.
And that's right, Ollie. That's why you should never lose Durand.
I know that's silly. It hurts a lot when I drop it. Now, when are you gonna tell me why Durand chose me?
Well, how many times I have to tell you? I don't know why it chose you.
I don't believe you.
That's because I'm a lying motherfucker.
going to call you a truther. Well, someday I'm gonna find out.
Can't wait until you do. Now off with the bed, young lady. I apologize.
No, fuck you. Someday I'll figure it out.
So to summarize what we saw in the tutorial, because we're probably going to skip some of it for you guys, is this is a character that can steal abilities. Well, they don't steal, they copy. It's not stolen. You copy an ability.
Where are you going?
While you're doing so, you have reduced, or you have increased defenses, so you take reduced damage. But you don't have a guarantee to take everything. Though anything could be taken, there's just only a hit chance. Welcome to the Handbook Library. This is a non-canon location designed to teach you everything you need to know about the battle system.
No thanks. I don't want to read.
I love how it defines itself as a non-canon. Alright.
This is always the same. So I need to go downtown. Eaters? Crap, I guess I have to fight. Ah! Should I try to collect?
Maybe. Let's just see what we get. They have to use a skill. We do know one ability.
Okay. Shall we?
That's up to you. I'm not going to influence the way you play for the most part.
Yeah, I feel more comfortable if one dies and then try.
Alright, and perhaps after this we should just go back and
Yeah.
just recover.
I like this mini map though.
Yeah, the minimap in this game is fantastic.
I like the graphics too in general. It's very super cute.
Lady Amara, stand back! I shall protect thee!
Why would you keep that voice?
Do you want this or do you want me?
Sure. I can fight too.
Yeah, but not as good as me.
Shut the fuck up.
We are surrounded with many enemies. What would be the best to rely on my magic to deal with these enemies at once?
I'm so close on hitting you. I'm worried you're going to get hurt. If you can, try to get them to attack me instead.
I would never. I have no magic, actually.
Throw a quick swinging punch. You'll end in gravel.
I want to use the energy ball. Come on.
Ah! Okay, Wiggler. Stands. Okay. Oh, okay. Okay, so they don't have any spells. Okay. That was a waste of time. Let's go. Holy moly.
I will protect thee.
Jeez. Okay.
I did very well, did I not?
Oh my god. Are you guys alright? Yeah, I think so. What were those things? Worms? Wait, you don't know what eaters are?
How convenient for the audience that we do not know. Eaters, is that what they are called?
That dialect, they must not be from around here. Yeah, they're incredibly dangerous. I recommend leaving this part of town and seeking shelter immediately. First the people in armbands and now this. Do you know anywhere we can find shelter? Armbands? She must mean the agency. What would the need to run from the agency? You know what? Let's head back to my place where it's safe. We can talk there.
This is a dangerous offer. If she were an agent.
Do I look like an agent?
But on the other hand, we have nowhere to go. If we ran away and she were an agent, she'd just call for backup. It's best to keep my last name hidden, just in case. Lady Amara, would it offend we if we accepted her offer?
Not at all. Anything is better than here. Then it's settled. My name is Ollie, by the way. Hi, I'm Amara. I don't know.
I do not care what thy name is.
It literally means bitter in Italian, by the way.
Magnus. Hail and well met.
You know, you didn't have to tell me your last name. I didn't even ask. I just told you my first name.
Magnus.
Megamus? That's a pretty weird name.
Tis a common name back in where I come from.
If you say so. Anyways, you'll have to tell me where you're from when you get to my place. I don't think I've seen you guys around here before.
Yeah, I have a girlfriend up in Canada. You wouldn't know her though.
I'm not even gonna let you talk. Sure, I don't mind. Alright, that settles it. And don't worry, the walk isn't very far from here.
Before we return, it might be best if we were to be made of our abilities in combat. You see?
Okay, sure. Let's learn how to use save.
Yeah, bitch. Well met, I am the elemental mage. My specialty is dealing massive amounts of damage with my magical attacks. Oh dear, there's quite a few enemies here personally. I quite dislike fighting. I'd quickly rather give up, which is why my HP is low.
Wow, well, I never assumed so.
For this reason, it would be best if I were to avoid being targeted by enemies. Which is mine doth come into play. My characteristics is coward. Is higher. So, the lower my aggro will be.
Okay, so I guess I'm just gonna lounge. And then, for you... Where is... Oh, conceal, I guess. Okay.
I don't see. Have Etsy bit.
I hope... I hope it hits me.
My magical powers is significantly stronger than my physical strength. And I have very tight MP pool. For this reason, using a skill like Energy Ball is far more effective than punching.
Okay.
I fire Energy Ball because it only costs 1 mana.
I'm going to kill you. I hope you know that.
My fighting style is quite simple. Use me to deal as much damage as possible and decrease my aggro when possible.
Okay, I understood that. Let's use Amara. Hi, I'm not sure why, but I'm a really strong fighter. I have the ability to create weapons somehow, which means I can use a lot of different commands. But I really only know how to attack, and I can't use magic. If we run into an enemy with a very high defense, I'll need to rely on someone else. Okay. So, let's launch. And let me see. So you can slash, you can spear fling. Okay, so you use a sword, a disc, and a spear. Okay. My resistance is also very low. I assume that's the resistance. I think if Oli uses collect, she can keep me safe from magic attacks. Oh, because collect makes enemies aggro on yourself. Okay. I'm understanding. I'm smart. I'm using my brain. The reason I learned so many commands as I level up is because I can use any weapon, but for some reason I can't seem to use Oli Sword. If I equip a core, I can use any of those commands in battle, but if I equip a different weapon, I can only use commands for that weapon type. For versatility, equipping a core is optimal, but sometimes it might be better to narrow it down and take advantage of a weapon benefits. I think you get it now. Make sure you play around with my arsenal as I level up. By the way, do you mind if we grab a drink at that vending machine up there real quick? Okay. Wait.
Yeah, that will heal us, which is great.
Thanks to the power of taxes. Really shows their priorities around here. Okay.
I really like the kind of meta jokes that they make of like, oh, people can walk into each other's houses. That's just normal here. And, oh, you can just take shit from vending machines. It's normal here.
Damn.
Is something the matter?
I can't afford a running them right now. Do you mind if we take a detour to get there? It might be a little dirty. I guess I don't want to have any problem with that. Oh, I wouldn't have any problem.
Time to go to the sewers.
Wait, are you serious? Really? In the sewers?
Lady Ollie, this sewage system, are thou certain there are no other ways to thy home?
Every other route is swarmed with agents. I prefer to avoid any more trouble tonight.
She's not with the agents. That's the relief.
See, you didn't need to give me your last name, or at least fake one.
The water is watery.
We're rats! We're rats! We're the rats! Yes!
And yeah, that was an example of like one of those combos.
Sneaky sneak. Power play. Wait! Okay.
There's something peculiar about this place. Ba 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 da 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 da. Hey gang, this is nothing, you hear? This'll blow over, just you wait. Lucas, Dave, Sig, come on now, lads. Let's have us a good sip and get ready and see what's left of this day.
Is this a mafia?
Look, man. I appreciate you trying to cheer us up, but we're on the run. We might not have a day left at all. They could find us at any time, and I don't think drinking is gonna help the problem any. Yeah, this does look a little dire, but we haven't done anything to this degree yet. I think we should plan our exit strategy soon. If they find us, we'll all be sitting ducks. However, I have a backup plan. I got bus passes, so I'm ready to leave at a moment's notice. Maybe if we wait a while, this will blow over. But if any of the agents show up, we don't need to stick around and fight. Where could we even go? This is the only way out of the city is passing right through Astral Point. We might as well just turn ourselves in. I won't let us be caught. You can count on that. We just need to find a place to lay low for a bit. I get the agencies usually lays off us after a couple days. This is more serious than our usual stuff. We're talking murder, Lynn. I know. This is not something we can bounce back from. But this is not the end, I promise. We'll come out on top. Do you want us to get going now before we get in any trouble with the agency? We'll leave tomorrow. We ain't getting far without any rest. Right. Boss, they're here.
Uh-oh. Okay, so something went wrong here. Let me see the items. Okay. Hello, little buddy.
Grr. Do you want to see if this thing has any moves worth stealing?
Sure, let me protect Side-Eye. The Side-Eye's like nothing. Oh, okay, yeah, you need... Skipper.
Oh, 300 hit points. Alright.
Brainwash sadness. Okay! Conceal yourself, please, because you need it. And,
Alright. Yeah, I love the art in this game. It just looks great.
same. I think it's very cute. And also reminds me of Game Boy Advance. No, no one really needs...
I mean, that would get more priority, which would protect Sai a little bit more.
Oh my god, Amara!
We did it. Gust.
Weird.
Durin seems to be.
Are we doing this again?
Yeah.
Are we doing this
Go
again?
ahead.
Do you want to fight?
Go ahead.
Mm.
I'll fight.
Mm.
I'll fight you.
Weird. Darren seems to be acting weird after fighting that fix. Shut up.
During the access, new form, dead sword. During,
Oh.
young lady.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Your curfew's 9. That's what it's always been. What would you have done if you'd been getting hurt out there with them eaters out there? There's no so much healing magic and a good night's sleep can fix, you know?
I can handle myself.
Why does it smell like sewage?
We went down to see. Must be an open window or something. You know how bad it smells out there all the time. Anyway, whoa! Nice cut, Dad.
Oh man, you two are soaked. Hey Ollie, these your friends' names? Oh, do your friends have names? My name is Shy. Well, it's nice to meet you, buddy. And how about you?
My name is Amara.
My name's Josh. I'm Ollie's father. Hey, Ollie, go fetch some towels for Sawyer and Amara. You hear?
Okay. Here, make yourselves a home.
I will. I will consume your napkins.
Please don't do that.
Dingo. Do you want dingo?
No, I don't think I want dingo.
Damn eaters and have the city
Oh my
ruined.
god, he's edgy.
Wait, that's just me being super serious. Leave me alone.
Oh yeah, that's edgy.
Got those eaters normally come to the city like this? Mind your own damn business.
Oh yeah, that's so edgy.
Be respectful of our guest, Dingo.
Imagine, you mean...
You named me Dingo. You're my enemy. Eaters don't really go through the city. They've been coming up here for decades now. I'd say they're more like an invasive species. They keep popping up from the Astral Point there. The agency up there does some science experiments and stuff to make those little fuckers.
Oh, language!
Wait, does that mean the axe spawn? No, that cannot be right. There is a whole division of agents for destroying axe spawn. Surely those in death.
Screw the agency. They treat human life like some giant science project. What are they even doing up there that makes the eaters anyway? I wish it could just go over there and tear down the damn building from the bottom up. Nothing good's ever come out of there anyways.
But I came from the Astral Point.
My point still stands. What?
But I don't remember anything. My only memory is being in some kind of tube. Densei came to rescue me.
She has said too much. It's time to know who I am. She's not bad, however. Thanks to the agency, Lady Amara has the ability to create weapons.
I don't
I
feel
see.
like that. Shut the fuck up. I don't feel. I don't feel like that's much of a gift.
Wait, Sawyer wasn't? How in the hell you ever come to make it into the Astral Point? First place, that building's heavily guarded.
Curses! Now I am the one who has said too much. Shit. I doth not remember. Perchance I was some sort of experiment in the same vein as Lady Amara.
Oh, you definitely weren't.
Pray forgive me for my deception.
Did you just say North? Huh. Is this Eric Sharpener? This kid's hiding something. Whatever it is, he's scared. I'm not gonna pry into it. My lady, doth my arms too long for my warm ass doth thine? Ho ho!
I wish someone in this fucking game will talk normally. The tragedy of Dean isn't a sharpener. It was written by his assistant, Paula Brine.
I bet you say thou too, don't you?
Dad, please. Sai, you really don't remember anything?
No, I am not a lying little shit. I am not a detective one. I don't remember nothing but my own name.
Well, I don't think that matters anymore. I think memories are like sand in a river. When the old sand gets washed away, it makes room for a new sand.
That is completely not how memory works.
Wait a second. You're there for Astral Point. Hey, if you two don't remember anything, you guys are probably pretty lost and confused, right? Maybe that means Astral Point is the answer to the question we have. And I think the three of us are strong enough to sneak in and there and check it out.
Absolutely not. You're gonna get yourselves killed rushing in like that. Duran was given to you for a reason, and you aren't gonna know why if you die.
What's at Duran? It's a pretty long story. To put it simply, it's a legendary sword that can absorb magical energy. It chose me to be its wielder when I was a baby. Thing is, I don't know why. How does a sword choose someone? Maybe it's because you're such a good leader?
Like hell she is. She doesn't know the first thing about being a leader. She just expects you to follow along with her and whatever crazy plan she has. Like now, she was trying to get you two to march over to break into Astral Point. Only leading she was gonna do was lead you to your deaths. I, Dingo, have nothing to say here. I promise. You wouldn't have the ability to even make it inside. You're gonna have to go through a metric shit ton of agents.
Language!
And that doesn't even cover half the problems you'll run into if you manage to get inside.
Right, I know.
We just escaped from that wretched place. Pray tell we will not have to return there. Sir Joshua is absolutely right.
Sai, don't you want to learn about your past? This might be your only chance.
Is it really worth your life?
Well, no,
I'm sorry, look, I had a long day at work. I ain't even had a chance to make myself a cup of coffee. I mean to take it out on you guys.
No, you're right. I'm the one that should have been sorry. I wasn't thinking straight when I thought about that. I just hate having something this important and knowing nothing about it. Look, we're all tired. I'm just going to go to bed.
What a wonderful idea. I am feeling quite exhausted myself.
You're going to sleep on the floor. I hope you know that.
Sir Joshua, I am safe in assuming Lady Amara and I are allowed to spend the night in thy home.
Sure thing, Ken. Oh no, I'll have an extra bed though. You're gonna have to take the couch.
No, take the floor.
It's better than nothing.
Good night, everyone.
Try not to let them bed bugs bite your life.
Okay, Dad, please don't.
The next day.
Okay.
So, Lady Ollie, why hast thou summoned us to thy room?
Simple. Now that Dad's at work, we can head to Astral Point and basically kill ourselves.
I thought we agreed we were not doing that.
I don't think we ever say we weren't going to.
Lady Amara, thou art on the board with us?
Look, We got this. No sweat. It's not like we have to sneak in right away. We're just gonna scope things out a little.
I'm not talking my way out of this, am I?
By the way, this is like Ren. We talk and it's like, hey, don't do this. And like, yeah, okay. And then I leave and then it's happened.
I mean, you say to not do that while you were in there. You didn't say don't do that ever. So,
That is
my
a
defense.
lie.
No. It's the wording.
You are a liar.
We need a plan. No guards. The whole thing looks disturbingly insecure. These windows. Bulletproof, maybe? I never realized how tall it really is.
Well, art thou satisfied?
Their security is pathetic. No guards, no special pods. Hell, it looks like we could walk right in. So, shall we go in and check it out?
That would be foolish. Well, Daisy Ollie, we've gone and checked it out. Pray, let us return home now.
Hold on, Sai. What I'm saying is the lack of security is suspicious. Something's up here.
Daisy Ollie.
We're gonna walk up to it.
Art thou serious? It does seem I have no choice.
Phew. So far, so good. Stand back! It's whatever this is.
I don't insist. There is little chance that I can win alone.
There
Yes!
we go.
I'm a genius! Sometimes I use my brain. Just sometimes.
Whew.
Sai, are you okay?
I am just doing sit-ups, my lady.
That was exhausting. I don't think we're gonna gain at this rate.
I see you're also doing sit-ups, lady.
There's no way I can carry them both back home. I just get lost anyways. Oh.
Well, at last. This was the last place I expected to find you two.
Okay, edgy boy. Yellow armband. Agent swear those. I need to get them out of here.
No need to look so worried. Sai's an important guy, and Chip'll have my head if anything happens to him. I'm gonna have to take you two back, though. I'll probably have to detain whoever this girl who brought with you, too.
Get away from him!
There really isn't anything you can do about it. But seriously, I'm not going to hurt him. I promise.
Oh!
Damn straight you are.
Yeah! Dad is coming!
You ain't gonna touch him.
Wait, where is he? Where is he screaming from?
I'm a dad with a pickup truck.
Deja vu!
I don't have a pickup truck.
Joshua!
I told you there's no way you getting in there.
I really didn't want to hurt anyone, but you're seriously getting in my way.
What? What is happening?
Oof. I cut your car in two, and then I fucking realized you have a gun.
Don't mind the gun, you just cut a fucking car in a half. What the fuck?
I ain't nearly as strong as these three kids, but I swear gone. If you lay one hand on my daughter, I will not hesitate to drop a fucking nuke on you. If that's what it takes to kill you, is that understood?
I love Joshua.
With that kind of aim, you're going to need a nuke to accomplish as much. Like, seriously, I wasn't planning on hurting anyone. I didn't even want to whip out my scythe. But then you had to come here and ruin everything with that stupid car and, like, seriously.
Oh wait.
I'm 6 feet away from the place I need to take them. This should have been easy. I was just picking up and bringing them inside.
Why are they so relatable? Like, I know they're the bad guy, but why are they so relatable? They were just trying to do their job.
I already told you, you ain't gonna touch my daughter. Touch?
Motherfucker!
Damn you. Sweet. Sweet.
She cut the bullets in half?
You're annoying. You're annoying me now. Shadow Shackle.
I can't move.
Game over. You should have seen your face. Oh my god. That was hilarious. Did you really think I was gonna chop you in half right there? That's kind of violent.
Yeah, this is a PG game.
Now, I'm gonna get you all three of you in here. Now, how am I gonna get all three? Oh, I know. Hey, Lux. I'm right outside Astro Point. Can you do me a huge favor and hang on to Sai and the white-haired chick while I go grab Adamax's? Yeah, see you soon. Don't worry about it. Thanks, sweetie. You're super lucky. I can't stand killing people. Lux is a little less, well... I'll ask him to keep it painless. Do you want Lux?
Sure. Wow, how do you manage to get all three of them here?
Because I'm awesome. Also, I didn't. They just came here. They were just lying here in the middle of a parking lot.
Well, they beat the Guardian. Chip's gonna be mad about that. That's an impressive feat, but it looks like they aren't gonna be getting anywhere now. Where's Adamaxis?
That's the one with brown hair. I think that they're doing what might be a sit-up contest against each other right now.
And who's the man?
Oh, he just barged in here. I think he's the sword girl's father.
Got it. Thanks for catching me up. Hey, Cell, whatever you're called.
What's up?
Please, can anyone in this game talk normally? I think that's where she has might be Durand.
You're kidding, right? And they were just lying here in the parking lot. That is some stupid shit.
Can't say for sure, but we should definitely make sure to take her into check. I love how they just drag Sai like he's a body bag. Like, poor guy.
No, let's talk about what it's like to be these two guards. So they show up and like, man, it'd be really great if we found like Sai and the missing Cell and oh shit, also the magic sword. Man, this is a win for the guards.
They're gonna
10,000.
get a promotion.
Oh yeah.
Hey Cell, was this barrier here before?
Not that I know of.
Yes, because I did conjuret to stop the... If thou would kindly relinquish Lady Ollie and allow us to go, there shall be no further quarrel between the lot of us. I have vanquished them in the contest of sit-ups.
Is that a threat, kid? I'm going to fucking chop your head right now.
Hardly, but I did buy enough time to restore my magic. I got to know that thou sure kind looks aren't exactly the most suited for one-on-one combat.
Are you sure you should be saying that kind of stuff in the presence of your friends? They might catch on.
And why art thou not already told them the truth, Sherlock? It does appear thou art hiding something as well.
I have my reason. So what? So what was that? An empty threat? You haven't done anything yet. Oh, this too.
Oh, I have done enough, Sherlock.
I can imagine. I can already see that actually Sai is very powerful. That's the plot twist. Dingo!
Hey.
Wow. Okay.
It took you long enough. I admit, this is not what I did plan for my grand escape, but I did manage to distract thee long enough for Sir Dingo to arrive.
Don't call me that. Oh, how did we not notice that helicopter, Lux?
Hey! How did you let them get out of Maxis?
I just have magic of many elements, Sherlock, but the most powerful of mine arsenal is the element of surprise.
Stop pretending this was your idea and grab Dad.
Okay.
I mean, Dingo at least it's useful, you know? He's useful.
See ya.
How do you not see a jet helicopter fly up towards us?
Well, you dropped Sai and he started doing his sharpener thing.
Oh my fucking god.
It was funny, okay?
No, seriously, how are you not super irritated that they got away?
Oh, I'm annoyed. But I shot the fat guy with my shadow shackle. Also, they were just out here. They were just outside the parking lot. It really wasn't a big investment on my part.
You mean...
We can just follow them. Okay, I think this is a safe spot.
Hopefully, this place is relatively safe.
I always wanted to come here. The last time I visited Bluewood was when I was really little. And apparently I cannot read today. So I don't remember it at all.
Why are you guys acting like we're going on vacation? We're hiding from the agency and this isn't supposed to be fun.
You know, it can be both of those things. We can run away from the agency and heading on vacation.
This is not true.
Shut up! Yeah, but that doesn't mean we can enjoy. See? See? Ollie knows what's up. You need to enjoy the present. I mean, look at the trees. They're blue. Are they? No, they're green. So, do we go deeper into the forest? I mean, duh. Everyone always says the coolest ones are in the middle of the forest.
Too hard to disagree. Surely the deeper we go, the more vibrant the tree will be.
I know you're all excited to see the forest, but we need to keep a cool head and focus on finding a place to hang out.
I certainly agree. However, I also feel as though the center of the forest would be quite safe.
Yeah, but Dad can't move, remember?
Just leave him there. Just leave him to die out there.
Just drag me. We need all 3 kids to be able to fight in case we run into any eaters. You're kidding. I can't move much, but I'll try to wiggle a little, make it easy for you, okay?
Okay, that should be fun.
Get out of my room. Oh, you're doing surveillance. Are you just taking a break? I'm on break.
For the last 4 hours.
It's been proven that long, healthy breaks improve productivity by like a foobar percentage. Any percentage of 0 is still 0, idiot.
Ouch. Harsh. Did something happen out there?
They got away, sis.
Do you tag them?
Oh, they're moving away from the city. I think Sai knows what's up. Why'd you let them get away? Sis, remind me again, why do you hang out with this guy?
This guy hangs out with me.
False. This is my room. You're hanging out with me. That's the way it is.
Whatever, loser.
Get a room, you two. First, we're in my room. Second, you're implying a romantic situation, which I have to object because I have a girlfriend and we are madly in love. She's in Canada and you don't know her. Oh, you mean that girl that you're stalking?
He broke the ice a few weeks ago, I think.
Love. We are in a committed relationship now. That is the way it is. Okay, you can cut out the thing where you tried to sound smart. Third, get off my Ben. I don't want it tainted with your taintedness. Dude, your Ben was tainted way before I got here.
I love these people. So, what are you gonna do about Sai?
I had Lux go after them. I'm sure he can take them without breaking a sweat. She? My boyfriend is a boy. Boy, period, friend. Have you confirmed this through personal experience?
Oh my god, this is getting weird. Guys! Okay, you deserve that.
Oh, you messed me up.
If you don't want to mess up, pause it. Idiot.
This is a time section. I can't pause it. Do you even know how this game works?
Yes, I know how that game works. I bought it for you. Anyways, are they gonna give us any more missions today?
Nah, I kind of hope Lux doesn't make it through. Doesn't make it though. Why? First, I don't like Lux. He makes me uncomfortable and annoys me etc.
You could just say except.
Second. Oh, please stop him with the first second thing. I don't want to talk to Sai. Like, I gotta talk to him while he isn't all in prison since I know my father is gonna ground him for life once he comes home. About what? None of your business. Also, Amara is gonna win. I have a hunch.
I think Chips is in a bad mood. Will I leave him alone?
Why do I hang out with him again? No, why do you hang out with him again? Did you see the echoes of Ilenia? On the wall. That sounds like a cool ass name.
Yeah.
Oh.
Think this is a good spot?
Better be.
Poor Dingo.
Dost thou require assistance?
Don't touch me. Not anymore.
They're probably following us, huh?
Yes.
Well, since things are so urgent, why don't you tell me how you got rid of the arrow things that have him pinned down like this?
Well, I haven't the slightest.
I think I know. I don't know why, but I have lots of memories about that agents, what agents can do. I can't remember any of their names or what they look like, but I can vividly recall their powers.
How dost thou vanquish these arrows, then?
There is a kind of medicine for it, but I don't know if it grows in this forest.
She meaneth exoglycerine. I presume that drug can only be made in a laboratory.
Medicine doesn't grow. Oh, okay. What was that?
Tis likely some kind of wildlife, certainly.
Oh, what is this thing?
Look at this thing.
I love it. Goodbye, motherfucker.
Combo like a motherfucker.
Oh my god. That was an eater?
I did not know these wretched creatures could become invisible.
This one can. Is it dead? Wow, Amara, thank you for your observation. We should get ready to fight in case it starts moving again. He's still alive! Oh my god. Ah! End of the line, you free! It's the pink haired guy you told me about! He looks incredibly gay! Wait.
Hey. Hey. Stop.
Wait, you didn't think I was a girl? Your voice is too deep. I need to give him a bit voice. You're clearly a guy. I'm done. I'm done. I'm flattered. Actually, suddenly gorgeous I am. I love this guy. I resent people who mistake me for a woman. And believe me, there are many. It's such a waste you had to be one of the few who didn't.
Sherlock, hast thou any xenoglyphamine on thee? Glyphamorphine.
Of course I do. What good it's to you though? I already found you guys.
Well, she cannot move. I imagine she's most uncomfortable.
Seriously, are you trying to exchange with the guy who was trying to kill us?
It's damn uncomfortable.
You're really in no
You really-
position to be. Are we doing this
Fine.
again? Every
Fine,
single
you can have
time.
them. You
Every
can have
single
them.
time.
You can have them.
How many times this has to happen, so? How many? How many times do you need to make me mad? Till I snap and go murder
Red.
everything.
I don't care.
You're really in no position to be making demands high.
Does that mean we must settle this in strife?
You're implying you can win.
Your odds may be, you mustn't deny the possibility.
Look, I'm taking you guys back. If you wanna make this art, that's on you.
Look at your flowing hair. It's kind of majestic. Not even gonna front.
That's true though. That is true though. No, actually, dude, no. Elemental mages like you have it bad side. Sure, you can use a lot of magic, but what good is being a jack of all trades if you can master anything?
He's right. Were I an Earth Mage, I may have the ability to manipulate his vines. Amara is certainly not an Earth Mage. Perhaps Lady Ollie? Lady Ollie, what is thy affinity?
Sai, now is not the time to be talking about our magical horoscopes. It's useless, Sai. Futile. No chances of success. My pints are too good at sucking. Up magical energy and even other things, I guess. Best part is I keep it for myself, so the longer you drag this out, the weaker you get, and just listen. Sure, I can kill you, but I can sure as hell make you feel like the long and painful process of becoming absolutely worthless, which you already are. Stop explaining everything. Are you trying to make it easier for us to beat you? You motherfucker.
Come on, give me a scanalyze.
No.
Why?
Because that would be a waste of time! I hate myself.
But I like the scanalyze.
I already know how he fights anyways. I don't know why. I know that. But I also don't really know how to counter his fighting style. All I know is his vibes are connected to him and feed on his magic.
Only I learned
Good
magic.
Good job.
I love the idea of like someone draining someone's intelligence is like them just straight up beginning to drool. You've just feeble-minded Ollie.
That wouldn't work on me. And you know why? Because I'm already feeble-minded. You fool! You cannot drain my intelligence if I never had any. I'm done playing this game. Oh! Oh! Oh!
We've lost.
Oh my god! Oh my god, stop! Stop! No! No! I can't give up. I won't let you hurt Sai. Sai! Ali! Oh my god!
Oh.
Adamaxis, No! Get back, you fool creature! Oh my god. Amara?
Not yet.
What the?
Blood. My arm. Oh my god, he cut his arm?
Crazy Amara!
You know, accidents happens. I can just say you were too much for me. I didn't realize what I've done. I didn't want to kill you.
Kid, if you have more unforeseen abilities or anything, use them now. Yes. It was everything I had. I can no longer breathe. In a few minutes, I will be rendered unconscious. Perhaps I'd be better dying off than having to confront my father, regardless.
I'll crush you like bugs, you little fucking insects. You're nothing to me. Oh, gently pushes you. What the?
Hey, Sai. I had a hunch you would win. Why do you gotta prove me wrong like that? You have fire magic and Amara. Your chances of winning were like a foobar percentage. That's a really high.
I feel like those two are brothers.
Hmm.
Whose side are you on, Chip?
The side that ordered you to bring them back alive. That's the way it is.
Oh, screw you.
Trying to kill Sai is one thing, but trying to kill me is a whole nother can of worms. Protocol says this is the part where you die. But I'm a nice guy, and people like me, so I'll pretend it didn't happen.
People don't like you.
Yes, they do. That's the way it is. Now go home. Lux, you've had a rough day.
I don't have an arm anymore.
Have we met? Anyways, don't try to move. You're only gonna make things worse for yourself. Who are you? Anyways, I wanted to have a little chat with you. Just the two of us.
Just the two of us. We can make it if we try. Just the two of us.
Just the two of us.
With me? Wherefore?
Look, we have things to discuss. I'll just meet you at Mel's tomorrow at I'm gonna say 5. That work for you?
Yes.
This is very casual for like 3 minutes ago. We were about to die.
Alright, perfect. I'll see you there, and if you bring anyone else, they're either dead or coming with me to the agency, depending on my verdict. That's the way it is, okay? Here. Give this to that father figure over there. I'll handle, I don't know, sell shadow arrows. See you tomorrow, bro.
I knew it.
What just happened?
Here, Sir Joshua, Sir Chip said this would help the move.
Woohoo, man. I'm gonna be sore tomorrow. Sam.
Yes, Sir Joshua.
We'll need to discuss what happened today in detail later. Right now, just do me a favor and take care of Amara. Alright, welcome back everyone. Today we have Sawyer with us. Say hello, Sawyer.
Yo.
So Sawyer, we just finished the Axial Disc 1 and it was pretty incredible. It was very professionally polished. I think Red described it as like a Game Boy Advance game. Almost identical to it in many ways.
I'm glad you liked it.
So I actually think Red had some world building questions they wanted to kind of start with. So what's on your mind, Red?
Yeah, I loved how in the game, a lot of NPCs and of the dialogues of the NPCs are very self-aware, like the vending machine being free. And yeah, I just wanted to know about how generally the NPCs feel about the agents being all around, if they are just okay with it or they just like, yeah, they're bad, but we can't do anything about it. So do they think they're good?
For the most part, there's kind of a general complacency in society in Axial. Obviously, it differs from person to person. Some people think the agency is a necessary evil, other people completely hate the agency, and other people think very positively of them. I would say for the most part, like as blanket statement for the whole of society, most of them think that the agency is not doing things as well as they could, but ultimately it's a good thing that they exist.
So, something I also found amusing again is that very meta joke of like, there's a vending machine in the middle of the woods, and just don't question it. But it's not in a poorly executed way, it's very amusing. Or the fact that when you enter a house, the rule of thumb is it's okay to enter someone's house, you just can't enter their back door. That's rude. We also found that there was a lot of motif going on. So like the sea and the music. Was this custom music all for this game?
Absolutely. As a matter of fact, I'd love to talk about the music because I would consider that to be the most important aspect of the game's identity as a whole. Before we even started programming or making any of the art assets and stuff, all we were like 3 composers, and we brought on a 4th and 5th later down the line after we started making prototypes and all that. But from the very start, we had an idea for a story, and we wrote music around that story idea, and it kind of shaped the rest of the game.
That's actually really cool. So, were you guys just like a group of just musicians who just said, let's make a game? Is that how this started?
Just about. I've always kind of had this idea for a game that I wanted to make since around 2012. It's been almost 10 years now since this original concept started. And so I was just composing some music for this theoretical thing that I would never get around to making. And I posted some of it online, and a couple other musicians saw it and they were like, I really like this. Can we like hop in on this? And like, of course, at the time, like this was still just a pipe dream to me, but I was, all right, sure, like let's make some music together. And before I know it, we have so much music going on now, I can't let them down. So yeah, I had to finish this.
So then about how long did this take to make? How long was this project in production?
So 2017 is when the other musicians joined the party, if you will. But I didn't start programming or making any assets until 2018. So it's been about 4-ish years.
You can definitely see there's a lot of time in this. RPG Maker games are great. We love RPG Maker game. Very frequently they're somewhat short. I mean, a lot of people, they're their first game, and this game is very sizable, and this is just disc 1. So how many discs are you intending to have for Axial?
At the moment, I'm planning on keeping that a little under wraps. Part of the reason for that is that if for whatever reason we decide that we can't continue working on this, I don't want to get anyone's hopes up. So I'm planning on making sure that every game is at least a satisfying conclusion in its own right. Obviously, Disc 1 has some unanswered questions, but if we decide Disc 2 can't happen, I at least wanted to make sure that this game is satisfactory enough that people wouldn't feel like they're left out just because they can't get a sequel. Of course, I do absolutely have plans on making at least Disc 2. I won't tell you any more than that. But yeah, that's my thought process on how many discs there might be.
I think that's fair enough, and I actually was going to remark later in this section about how it seems as though in this one, even though we're only going to show, I think, to either the first ship fight or the Lux fight in the thing, we have finished the full game. And this game feels like its own full game. Disc 1 feels more of like Game 1, rather than a sectionality of multiple games, which is, I think, pretty impressive.
Yeah, originally it was all going to be a single game, because of course I definitely have plans for what happens next in the story, and this was all going to be just one big thing, but obviously the scope of that would just be huge. It probably would have taken me like a whole 10 years, and frankly I think that would also be just selling short what I have planned for the future, because over the couple years that I've been making this, I've gotten so much better at making art and programming and all that. I feel like the earlier sections would just feel underwhelming just due to me not being as experienced back then. And I think that's okay for like a sequel or something, but if this were all a single like 50-hour game or however long it could end up being, I don't want the beginning to be noticeably worse than the end.
Yeah, I mean, having like a degree of consistency, especially because the beginning is often when you will determine whether or not people will keep playing. So you kind of brought it up a little bit already. Is there anything else that got you into game making?
This has kind of been a dream of mine for pretty much my whole life. At first, I wanted to be an author. When I was in like 4th grade, I kind of realized it's not that I wanted to write books specifically, I just wanted to tell stories in general. And so, of course, I still love writing novels and whatnot. I've never actually published anything. It's more of a hobby. But yeah, I realized making games is one of my favorite medium that I can tell stories in, because not only do you have actual writing and dialogue, but you have the visual components, you have the musical components. And there's the gameplay component that's especially unique because of the way that like it ties everything together. You can tell a lot about a character just from what abilities they have or the stats they have. Sai, for example, he's really quick to give up, and so he has really low HP. He doesn't like fighting. And you've got like characters like Oli, who she has a lot of HP and she can go through a lot of stuff, and she's really fast because she doesn't hesitate much.
I was actually going to bring up as well the idea that in a lot of your storytelling that you do, you really do utilize the full spectrum. So there's a leitmotif for the characters. Characters have music that when Chip's music begins playing, I know Chip is entering the room, okay?
And he's a
That's how it
blast.
is.
I love Chip's theme a lot. Maybe a little too much.
At one point during the recording, they just had like Chip entering and just sat there and we just listened to some
I didn't
music.
want to
This
fight,
occasionally
try to
happens.
chill.
But you really use this full visual spectrum, because in the game, I don't know if they're going to see it as much. Often there will be storytelling and conversations during the battle. Now, instead of having be like tons of info dumping, you have like a little bit of combat in that in between to kind of mix it up, to make it more palatable, to make it kind of pop a little bit more. Is that kind of the intention, or is that more of just a product?
I would actually call it a bit more of a product, because originally my plan for this was that I was going to write out the story as a novel and use that as the backbone for the game, because I wasn't very confident in my programming skills at the time. So I thought, like, if I at least like start off by writing the entire story out, I can just copy that into the game. That's not how it ended up working out, because the timeline ended up going way faster than I expected. But at the very beginning, in order to write it interesting as a book, you can't just write down all the descriptions of the attacks and whatnot that they're using. So I had to add in this dialogue to, you know, just make it readable. I guess I would call it very anime-inspired, where, you know, even though it doesn't make any realistic sense in the middle of a fight. And I really like how that came out in the end, because if the story is progressing during the combat, I feel that's just the natural course of things.
I also, just a little bit on the nitty-gritty side, there was some pretty interesting moments where there were like, I believe, 4 party battles where there were more than just one side that could target each other. And I found that very, very interesting. Was that difficult to implement?
It was kind of difficult to implement, but in the end it was giving the enemies a confusion state and using some plug-in shenanigans to let them do more than just attack. I'd say the more difficult part for that was actually balancing it. For starters, sometimes they would end up attacking themselves, so what I did was I made their target rate 0%, so they would never consider themselves a target. And then there was issues with if the enemy kills the boss, then it just makes the whole battle trivialized and all that. So there was a lot of small nitty-gritty things to work out, but I'd say for the most part, it was not the most difficult thing that I've had to deal with.
I wanted to ask about the characters' design. Were they always meant to be designs like that, or you had let's say a clear idea what they would look like since the start?
So for the most part, these characters' designs have been consistent for the past 10 years or so, like I mentioned before. I've always had a couple friends that enjoyed writing stories and whatnot with me, and a few of these characters were actually created by those friends. Amara specifically, I definitely can't take credit for her. Of course, I've made tweaks to their designs to make them more interesting as I've grown older. Oli especially, originally she is inspired by a different character that a friend of mine made, and I wasn't able to get a hold of her to make sure that I was able to use this character, so I basically had to rebuild her from scratch while making sure that she's faithful to the spirit of the character that my friend made. So she didn't have as floofy hair at first. For the most part, these character designs have been consistent, but they've been updated to kind of match the better design sensibilities that I've grown into.
I can't imagine Ollie without her fluffy hair. I'm sorry, I just can't.
Speaking of Ollie, let's talk about what I consider to be somewhat of the elephant of the room, which is Ollie's move-stealing attribute. That is a very, I wouldn't say like earth-shattering thing, but it's an incredible task to take on of this person. Every time there's an ability, there's a chance Ollie could have it. Now, not every ability, obviously, but can you talk a little bit about that, the process, and why you gave our protagonist this ability?
Originally, it was because of the way that she was ridden with her magical absorbing sword. I couldn't think of a really good way to make that a mechanic. So at first I just made it so it had the magic taunt property, but I realized that like the way that worked, it'd be really interesting if Durand would learn those abilities when she absorbed them. Of course, in hindsight, I kind of wish that I had made it a little easier to tell when enemies are going to choose to use those kinds of skills. Luckily, the list of skills that they give you when you use Scandalize was actually a last-minute decision, but I'm really glad I added that. It was a tricky decision to make, but one that, like, as soon as it came to me, it just snapped all together.
I will say, the idea of Ollie not being able to do that is very weird for me to even fathom, because it's so integral to the way you play them. I also find it very interesting that Scandalize wasn't one of the initial abilities, it was a last-minute thing. Because throughout our constant playthrough, I'm like, go Scandalize! And Red's like, no!
Oh my god, you're so annoying. I just want to fight. And he's like, you need to scandalize. No, I'm trying to not die.
So, the other thing we wanted to talk about is a little bit of the sub-command idea. So what does that come from? It kind of initially looks like in D&D 5e or many other role-playing games, how you have a bonus action and a primary action. Was it something inspired by that, or?
You're actually pretty close. It was directly inspired by Final Fantasy XIV, because in that game you have your skills that are on their global cooldowns, but you have a variety of skills that aren't on a global cooldown. And I was thinking, like, I really like the way that works, because it makes it so you're not really scared to quote-unquote waste a turn. You know, you have things like status effects, which are often incredibly underpowered in RPGs. There's stat boosts where, like, yes, they're usually balanced in a way where it's an objectively good idea to boost your stats, but it still often feels like a bit of a waste of a turn because you're losing DPS during that. The way I designed subcommands is, at first it was just going to be like, anything that's not an attack would be a subcommand. But as soon as you have this system where you basically have two different turns, sky's kind of the limit, you know? So you can create healing subcommands, damaging subcommands, and you kind of have to create two options at once during a turn, which ended up becoming probably my favorite, like, choice aspect of the game.
I can kind of attest to that. It really adds something that puts it apart from other RPG Maker games or other, I would say, turn-based games. Again, very much reminds me of, and I know I'm going to commit blasphemy when I say this, but kind of like an Earthbound, like Phil, I know. I've committed the blasphemy. I've compared to Earthbound.
Of course you will say that.
But, you know, a lot of games talk about things like, oh man, this is a lot like Earthbound, and it doesn't feel anything like Earthbound. This really does have that Earthbound feeling, especially when you kind of go into the later parts of the game, which we're not going to talk too much about because we don't want to give spoilers. By the way, this game is right now for free on Steam. Anyone who's watching, you should check this game out. It is incredible.
Yes, I actually set it up just today where we're now taking donations and whatnot, but the game is completely free. I kind of set that up in a way where at first I just don't really want to get money involved in my creative process, because a lot of games, they have money as the bottom line, of course, because you need to make a profit off your games. I understand that. But it ends up muddying what you as a creator want to make, or what you might be able to have a target audience that isn't big enough for you to consider it profitable, that you completely alienate. I didn't want that to be a factor, which is why I decided to make the game free. And of course, having other people working on the game also became a factor because, you know, by the time we finished half the game and we haven't even discussed money, I felt it was unfair to try to split up royalties after the fact. We've kind of gone back and undone that decision, so now we're at least take donations, and we've decided a fair way that everyone agrees on how we'll be splitting the revenue. But yeah, I think I understand why a lot of people want games to be commercialized. It just always felt like it was a compromise to me, where if I sell my game, I'm going to have to do something to it that I wouldn't want to, as opposed to making it for free and doing just about whatever I want.
It's difficult, and it always has been difficult whenever you make something you care about. Because when you start selling it, it starts having a different connotation. Right? If I'm selling art, it is very different than if I'm making it for myself. So, you're a musician, you said, right?
Yes.
What type of music do you prefer to make?
Well, admittedly, I spent the last 4 years or so only making music for Axial, so I guess I would say Game Boy style chiptune music. I dabble a little bit in piano and harmonica, and I had a couple college classes of music theory, so it's not that I'm not experienced with music, but admittedly, I haven't really dabbled in anything outside of video game music.
I think that's very cool though. But I'm biased because I love video game music, especially chiptune. So I am biased. But it's very, very cool.
And is there anything you'd like to tell some of the new devs that are coming out? They're just starting their game, or they're having their ideas, or they're struggling. Do you have anything to say to them? Any advice?
So if you're worried about your success, or in this case, I'm defining success as just your ability to finish your game, the only way you cannot succeed is if you give up. You don't have to work on your game every day. You definitely don't have to do it for 8 hours a day. The point is that you just never decide that you're going to call it quits. Once you call it quits, that's when you fail.
And is there anything you'd like to say? Because we don't want to take too much of your time.
Oh no, that's quite all right. I'm having a good time. There isn't anything particular I want to add. I hope you guys enjoyed the game. It sounds like you did, which makes me really happy. One of the big things, I made this for myself, you know? There were other people involved, and of course I designed the game in a way where I wanted it to be enjoyable for other people. That's part of the reason why the spinel difficulty existed, actually, because I found the game to be too easy for myself, because I have, you know, an encyclopedic knowledge of the combat system. But of course that wasn't really playable for anyone else, so I created a difficulty specifically to challenge myself. I don't think that there's anything wrong with creating a project where your target audience is yourself, especially because there are ways that you can make something that truly appeals to you specifically, like what you want to see in the world, without making something that doesn't appeal to anyone else. But yeah, for the most part, I kind of just put what I felt would be a game that I would enjoy playing if I didn't make it.
So, speaking of some of the aspects, are you a big puzzle person then? Because there are occasionally puzzles in this game.
I'm actually not huge on puzzles, but the reason why I added them into the game is because I felt very lacking in confidence in my ability to design dungeons otherwise. I didn't want to make them just long hallways with a ton of random encounters. For the most part, I felt like the only way to make a compelling dungeon would be to add an element of interactivity. But puzzles just typically tend to be the easiest and most fun way to make a dungeon less than just a wide open room.
I assume you've gained a little bit more confidence now that you've kind of finished your first project and polished that project as well. Are there going to be fewer or roughly the same amount of puzzles in later editions or projects you work on?
I plan on keeping it mostly the same. I think even if it wasn't my intention to make Axial a puzzle-heavy game, it ultimately ended up sort of becoming that. For that reason, basically with every dungeon, I try to one-up myself with the last one. That's obviously not always the case. Not every dungeon is my best. But because I'm constantly trying to improve upon the last thing I made, and I've gotten pretty good at making these puzzles after making 15 or so, I think it's probably going to be around the same for my future projects. I can already say that for the current one I'm working on, it's definitely less heavy on the puzzles and more heavy on the interactive elements.
All right, I think that takes a great deal of my questions. Ren, do you have any final thoughts?
Yeah, any other project besides Axial? Not necessarily on the video game department, but like any project at all?
Yes, actually. So, just as a side gig, I like to compose albums. Of course, they're Game Boy inspired chiptune albums.
Ooh, I want to hear them now.
Yes, I'll be sure to give you a link. Yeah, they obviously sort of bleed into Axial and vice versa because, you know, it's just compatible with the soundtrack in general. But I've already composed 2 and I'm working on my 3rd right now. And aside from that, I've also got this boss battle game jam where we have to basically create a compelling boss battle that takes less than 10 minutes, which I just finished. And it's been really fun working on a game that isn't Axial, just because, you know, I'm allowed to do whatever I want. I don't have to make the user interface Game Boy inspired or follow the rules or anything.
Thank you so much for coming by. We really appreciate you talking with us.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me again.
And I hope you guys have a wonderful day or evening. Check
Yeah,
out
you as well.
Axial. It is on Steam.
Bye bye!